Staying in America, while NASA are doing some great work with diversity, equity and inclusion, Elon Musk is pioneering technology which is literally going to transform space travel. Over the weekend, he launched the largest, most powerful spacecraft in history. Just to give you an idea, the rocket he launched over the weekend is twice the size of the shuttle and can carry 3 times the payload. Now, what he wants is not just to launch rockets. He wants essentially to turn rockets more into planes that are reusable. So after being fired into outer space, they can land right where they took off from, be refueled and take off again. That would make space travel a lot cheaper and you could get a lot more people into space a lot more quickly. So he fired off a massive rocket over the weekend and then performed an extraordinary feat never done before. The booster rocket, after detaching, fell back to Earth at inordinate speed, but then used its thrusters to reposition itself and go exactly back to where it came from, captured in midair by giant mechanical arms. Have a look at this incredible historic feat.
Oh, that velocity. Oh, we can see it coming down through the plume.
Booster landing burn. 13 ignited. We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks now.
Now, the engineering and technology to get that to come back exactly right within millimetres is just astonishing. Elon Musk eventually says that that particular rocket could take 100 astronauts into space at any one time, then come back, be refueled, send a whole lot more up. It's quite extraordinary. And Elon Musk is making everybody who criticises him look like complete morons at the moment.
Well, this is incredible. This was their first try. This was their very first try. So they had every excuse for it to go terribly and for them just to be like, well, that was draft 1. We'll have another whack at it. As Elon Musk has said, nothing will make me give up on this. Like, he's obsessed with this. He absolutely loves SpaceX and the work that they do. And you look at that. Here's something that no government has achieved. They haven't poured funds into this. They've been absolutely AWOL in terms of the space exploration going on in this space. No government could pull this off. But the government, the Department of Justice in the US, is suing SpaceX for not hiring asylum seekers. Like, Elon Musk is like, I want the brightest, I want the smartest. He's very famous for cutting Twitter's workforce by over 80% when he took it over, because he was just like, oh, all of this is just absolute dead weight, and it has run just fine since. In fact, much, much better. And here he is pulling off this incredible feat. And not only has he got the DOJ suing him for not hiring asylum seekers, California has decided to get into the mix and take him to task in the courts because of some sort of coastal commission. They want him to up and move out. They don't want him doing anything more in the state. And he is counter-suing them. Check out this tweet. He says, incredibly inappropriate of the action that they're taking against him. What I post on this platform has nothing to do with a coastal commission in California filing suit against them on Monday for violating the First Amendment, because of course this has everything to do with where he stands politically. He's backing Trump. He's been very vocal about that. He's even spoken at one of the Trump rallies, probably even more, I don't know. But those guys have sat down for one-on-one interviews. They're clearly mates. And these guys are trying to make him pay for it by going after SpaceX.
And that's not conjecture. The Coastal Commission literally said, and I quote, this is the Commission chair, we're dealing with a company, the head of which has aggressively injected himself into the presidential race. And that's one of the reasons why they're saying SpaceX shouldn't be allowed to launch the rockets that it wants to launch from California. So it's blatantly political. They're not even trying to hide it. And as you said, he's doing what governments can't even dream of accomplishing, and they're hamstringing him because they don't like his tweets.
Well, I know. Well, and they're also embarrassed by what he's been able to achieve with money and pure gumption, saying, bugger the government, NASA, I'm just going to go and do it, right? I mean, he wanted to up his launches in California from about 36 to 50. and they wouldn't let him do that. I mean, that is the height of pettiness. This bloke has done more for space exploration and space technology, which is one of the biggest growing industries in the world right now. He's done more for that than anyone else ever has, and they want to put a stop to it because they don't like his political opinions and what he tweets and the fact he's endorsing Donald Trump. It is unbelievable. I mean, if they want to set that precedent that anyone who gets involved in presidential races can't get involved in, launching rockets out of California or doing any other sort of business in California, I look forward to them going after all the major donors to the Democrats and saying, well, you couldn't possibly set up shop here in California. You're too involved in politics.